Hello, my name is William Dolden. I'm going to be discussing two videos. One by Martin Seligman, The New Era for Positive Psychology, and one by Brandon Burchard, How to Be Happy, The Secret of Happiness. The first video, New Era of Positive Psychology. The video uses database in its research. Dr. Seligman is an esteemed professor from the University of Pennsylvania. He speaks from experience and research. He is a former president of the American Psychological Association. Dr. Seligman speaks of three types of happy lives. The pleasure life. This is a life that derives happiness from pleasures, extreme pleasures, excessive pleasures, and the like. The life of engagement. This is where a person is happy based on what they do. He used an example of a person by the name of Len who was happy in his work. He was a multimillionaire, and he was also happy when he played bridge. The third type of life is the life of meaning. And this is a life that's derived, the happiness is derived from helping others. The person finds their highest strengths and uses them in service of others. Then he speaks of the full life. The full life is where somebody has a life of engagement, happy in what they do, a life of meaning, using their strengths to help others, and the pleasure life being the whipped cream and cherry on top of the so-called sundae of the full life. Dr. Seligman talks about technology, entertainment, and design. He determines that we are happier now with our entertainment than previously. Technology helps with happiness because it allows us to see and do more things than we were able to do in the past. The second video, How to Be Happy, The Secret of Happiness, was a 6-minute clip by Brandon Burchard. He talked about historical psychology and philosophy, looking to make people happy since the beginning of their origins. He talks about different kinds of happiness. He talks about orientation, where the way one sees themselves. Knowing, for example, looking at the past and gaining their pleasure from knowing that they've come through something, the hardships and struggles that they've been able to overcome. Looking at the present is next, and that means living in the moment, understanding that life is good. Finally, he talks about looking to the future in orientation and understanding that hardships are going to come, but that there's good things coming as well. Another happiness he speaks of is relationship happiness, knowing how to treat others in our lives, being appreciative of others, honoring them, and realizing it's a dual dance between people, not a single side issue when something arises. He speaks about spiritual happiness, the idea that there's something bigger than one's own self. And he says to do a full-scale evaluation of your life. Put into practice common sense of what's already known. He speaks about how people know that dieting is good and exercise is good, and it's common sense stuff to have a healthy life, but it's just not common practice. He calls it common sense without common practice. The soundness of the videos, the first video with Dr. Seligman was sound. It talks about the different kinds of research that they've done. They've done random studies, long-term studies, and placebo effect. The second video, the one by Burchard, doesn't use scientific data, but rather it seems as if it's a motivational video. It's sound and advice, but it doesn't have the effect of the Dr. Seligman video. Different kinds of stress that arrive in my kind of work is stress of knowing that as a manager, I need to take responsibility for things that happen, even when I'm not there. My position requires a lot of knowledge on things such as safety, compliance, hazardous materials, things of that nature. I need to know that I am doing the right thing, and the stress that comes with that is, as a salary individual in a management position, my job is on the line in everything I do. My job is my livelihood. So the stress that can come with that can be exponential. The ideas behind these videos about maintaining a happy life, we talk about, I guess the best thing that we can look at in my life is the life of engagement, having pleasure in what I do, knowing that I'm doing something for the greater good. Is when I work in safety in my job, knowing that people are safer because of what I do. Maintaining a happy mindset helps with that. Thank you.